Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Metal Gear Survive. I'm the Mysterious JG. Last time we rescued a guy who was being attacked by another guy. My story instincts tell me that the guy who was hostile and had a gun probably turns out to be the good guy, and the guy who seemed to be an innocent victim probably turns out to be the bad guy. But I guess we'll find out. And we definitely have had hints dropped earlier in the story that the Sharon Corps must have turned on it. There must be somebody bad amongst the humans. There's no way that a group with all that advanced weapons could have been defeated by these stupid wanderers, even though that was before the Lord of Dust was introduced, and various more powerful wanderers than just regular wanderers. I think it still stands that we're worried that somewhere out there, there are humans who are not our friends. Either way, we're going to rescue this dude, and we now have the recipe to build a shock sphere, so we'll see whether the broken one is better than the regular one, once we have the option of building a broken one. And there's a medium-sized animal detected, which we can also deal with. But let's continue the plot by rescuing this dude first. And apparently all those guys that we sent to Mother Base before were lost. Thanks to the whole big man. He probably has actual dialogue, though. Oh, he's Mother Base. He actually has the Mother... No, forget what I said about him having dialogue. But he actually has the Mother Base logo, not just some generic man logo.
Partner?
Hey. You watch what you say, partner. Although I guess I can't help but say howdy.
Green as they come last time I saw you on Mother Base. Now you're captain with your own unit? Huh. Hard to believe.
Do you want to unpack this for me, buddy? Can you explain who you are? I mean, I guess he remembers our face because we were the last thing he saw before he got sucked into hell, but,
Is this some kind of dream? Huh? Maybe. If it is, well, everything would make sense.
Well, you know, because how dreams are known for making sense.
This is no dream. You are...
I am 100% awake. Right, Virgil?
Oh, that's right. Shit, we do know each other, I guess.
You know my name?
You know my name. You know my name. Sorry, it's the theme music from Casino Royale, which not that many people will remember, but...
You don't recognize me?
I thought I was your favorite of the many anonymous humans that you helped get killed.
After I found myself here, I got picked up by the Charon Corps. I was with them for a while. I met you back then too, Virgil.
Oh shit, is there going to be a temporal paradox going on? No, Virgil lost his memories, that's right.
Part of my internal database has been lost due to an incident of an unknown nature. I have no records of the Charon Corps' activities. This would be why I do not have information on you either.
So don't take it personal.
I see. Well, the name's Seth. Nice to meet you. Again. You look like you've seen better days too.
The name's Seth Green.
Though, hell, you only lost your memory. I'd say you and I are better off. When I think of the friends that Psycho took out.
Psycho, Outlaw, and Inbred, the new Texas Hangman. Bobo is not watching this LP anymore because so I'm throwing out the Bobo references.
Psycho?
Outlaw and Inbred, the new Texas Hangman. So there's a tag team called the Texas Hangman. They were Psycho and Outlaw, and for an in-joke that I won't bother to explain because it's too convoluted, at one point Bobo and I decided that there was a third member of the Texas Hangman whose name was Inbred. So there's Psycho, Outlaw, and Inbred, the new Texas Hangman. The neat thing about the Texas Hangman, neat is the correct word, is that, so they were like a tag team, and they were going around on the independent circuit, such as it was back in like the 90s, doing like smaller federations than WWE and WCW, or WWF, I guess, at the time. And on that scene, as the Texas Hangmen, who were these kind of like masked bad guys, they actually had kind of a rep going. They were, a team that would be booked as a serious threat in like a smaller federation. But at one point, WCW hired them, but they hired them to be, quote, what we would refer to as jobbers or enhancement guys. Guys who go in and lose and get very little offense and whose job is to make the other team look good. So the neat thing about the Texas Hangmen is that they had this whole persona, a psycho and outlaw, the Texas Hangmen, wearing masks. But then when WCW hired them, but they're like, hey, we were going to hire you to be jobbers. They were like, well, do you mind if we don't wear our masks and we wrestle under a different name so that people won't know that we're the same as these masked badasses, the Texas Hangmen? And WCW was like, sure. It's because they didn't hire them to be the Texas Hangmen. They hired them because they were like, talented pro wrestlers who could make other people look good. So they became known as disorderly conduct. But the neat thing is that there's a longer tradition in wrestling of a guy who is a known commodity and is traveling around as a journeyman building his reputation. But if he goes someplace and they just want him to lose and put somebody else over, as they say, they might say, hey, I brought a mask. Do you mind if I wrestle under a mask, and use like some kind of gimmick mask man name, so that when I'm wrestling later, and perhaps even in the same show, not wearing a mask and using my real face, my rep won't be hurt. So this is like the inverse. And anyway, way off topic. I'm sorry. Let's get back to Psycho, Outlaw, and Inbred.
You guys saw him.
Well,
The guy who was screwing with me.
well, I saw him anyway.
Dan. Internal database match for one such individual. According to records, he is a combat engineer with the Karen Corps.
Dan the man.
Yeah. He's the reason the unit's dead.
Bum bum ba.
If you've been here long enough, you've probably seen the bodies. He shot every one of them.
Full of drugs.
That is incomprehensible. I can see no logical reason for such actions.
Inconceivable. They're gaining on us.
Maybe he doesn't have a reason. He's totally nuts. Maybe being in this crazy-ass place has made him that way.
Inconceivable.
I've been looking for some payback after all the court did for me. But I got careless, and I was about to be his next victim.
But then the captain helped me out. Thanks, Captain. Hey, by the way, you have anything to say about any of this?
Good Luck alluded to a Karen Corps survivor who holds the key to destroying the Lord of Dust. That would be you, would it?
No, it's pretty obviously Dan. I mean, the guy's obviously a combat badass.
Good Luck said that?
Well, I guess he really does like me.
I see. I get it. So he's entrusted you to do what we couldn't.
What Dan couldn't.
There is, in fact, a weapon around here that'll let you go toe-to-toe with that thing. We had another mission, which was to secure this weapon.
It's a really powerful broken shock spear.
It was called Sahelanthropus.
Oh, so we're just going to recycle everything from Metal Gear Solid 5. Are we going to have a mansion later where we have to go rescue Code Talker? Oh, we got a bunch of silicone rubber, so that's the thing. We even got enough wire to build 2 3/4 of a fence, and a new member has joined. I wonder if we'll see great dialogue between Seth and Reeve. Really explore both characters, you know. To craft something, you need the required type and amount of materials, including Kuban. I would really like to be told how to level up my awesome shock spear and my pants and stuff's level 2.
Go and investigate the weapon Seth talked about.
Do it!
I've marked its predicted location on the map.
Thanks for
Check
telling me.
your iDroid.
I'd say it'd be... Seems unlikely, but it'd be so cool if I was ready to level up. Because next time we have exciting decisions to make. Do we want more combos for weapons we don't use? Do we want the ability to press and hold? Unleash a more powerful thrusting attack than normal. Square while readying a weapon. We'll just have to see if I ever actually do that. Or a sprinting attack. We've had a few situations recently. Perform a sidestep while readying a weapon. We've had a few situations recently where the attack from behind could have been useful. Although, in a situation like that, unless it's a big area of effect damage, that seems like you're just jumping into suicide. CQC counter. really don't see that working out that well. Stomping ground or leg sweep. There could definitely be situations where that one's useful, actually. Whatever, I'm probably going to get heavy attack next, but can't get any of them yet. Is this worth curing? No, it's almost cured on its own. We definitely want to repair our, we got lacerated kidney. You definitely want to get ourselves, I want to carry your worthless body on my back to safety. Worthless body. I'm not saying the kid's worthless, but his body was not really helping him out in that circumstance. So we'll do mashed potatoes. That requires milk. I don't even know how you get milk in this game, to tell you the truth. Smoked wild ass. Oh, apparently I could make more of it. Yeah, it makes sense. I got two of them. One of them is killed by me. One of them is killed by a zombie. Boar gore. All sorts of exciting new recipes for soup that I can't actually make because they involve actual milk instead of just water. Oh no, I guess in this case you could make the soup out of water. I thought they involved milk. I thought that's why I wasn't making soups before. Oh, some of the really fancy ones involve onion. Wow, that's really, really up there. 8 onions in order to make this soup? The hell does it do? Like, make you invulnerable? Yeah, it seems like making this the gerbil milk stew is probably a fucking PlayStation achievement because I can't imagine the rewards are worth it. That much onion and that much milk. Maybe later in the game, onions and milk just come in easy peasy. Alright, so one more baked potato to use, and now I'm down to smoked food. This is 400. Hunger progression down. Yeah, I might have to... I don't know how quickly these things are going to respawn, but they're not really filling me up that much either. Although they don't go bad, but I'm using them pretty rapidly. Alright, let's go over to the Wappet station. And see if a... this would do better durability, but not as good an attack. So now the question becomes, can I repair the broken... Looks like I can repair my broken shock spear. So still, if I were to do a new one... Oh, I already have one. Oh, I think I might have just taken my broken one and turned it into a normal one and gotten rid of any extra cool stats it had. I'm really not sure about this. I can craft a new one, but the stats won't be as good. That's what I'm seeing here. So I can use materials to increase stats. I can use materials to give equipment special abilities. Use to craft equipment specific add-on parts. Interesting. Oh, okay, I guess this is how you upgrade stuff. I can use Kuban energy. Rand has recovered from illness. No base information to report. So the spear has been upgraded. I could do it again. Oh, it is requiring materials, though. So I'm using up high voltage batteries every time I do this. I'm really curious if there's a ceiling on this, though. It's getting more expensive every time. I guess I need to stop. Maybe I can pick something that'll be less plastics, nylon, fiber, rubber. What's something I can improve that's not going to cost me a lot of money to figure out what it's... they're all using nylon fiber, which is... That's using aramid fiber and cotton fabric, which I don't have much of because I've donated it periodically. Wooden wire. Well, I guess I can use wire. I'm just curious what the ceiling is on these things. Level 5. Okay. Now that I know the specific ceiling, I think I'm willing to level this thing up twice more. Unless that takes up all my high voltage batteries, which it might. So that may not have been worth it, but I now have the best shock spear that I can have, and I do like the spear weapons, and I like electrical damage because it causes stuff to kind of lose frames while it acts electrified, so it's likely that that'll be my thing for a while, and I'm pretty committed to the cowboy hat now. So let's upgrade the cowboy hat, because it's going to take something pretty cool before I decide I'm done with the cowboy hat. Even though I'm not getting much... Oh, I'm wasting a lot of coupon energy here, but I'm not getting that much out of each upgrade, but I like the idea of having the ultimate cowboy hat. All that did is increase durability by 1. That was definitely not worth it. Color set... I can't do any of this stuff. This one I could use... Okay, none of that's available. Alright. That might have been wasteful, but you know what? You gotta play around with the customization options. If we never do it again, then you can at least say, hey, JG showed off a little bit of the customization stuff the game has to offer. So, okay, nothing to do there. I kind of vaguely thought I had something to recover as far as, yeah, order completion. I thought we did something here. Oh, salvage mission. No, never mind. That's accepted, not done. We hunted an equid. I really have to hope that we get some electric batteries, because that's what we just wasted a bunch of. And we got none whatsoever. Oh well. Well, I mean, until the next time I really need shock traps, it's not going to be that big of a deal. But the next time I really need shock traps, I'm going to kind of hate that we did that. In the meantime, the story wants us to go all the way to Sahelanthropus. Why do I have a feeling that once we get to Sahelanthropus, it's going to turn into a mission where we activate it and suddenly a bunch of stuff goes after it? We have livestock agricultural products ready for harvesting, and our exploration active unit has returned. Except that neither of those things are actually something we can do right now. Oh, no, hold on. I forgot to repair my oxygen tank, so let's do that before we get back out there. Unless I already did because I repaired all, that's possible. Yeah, shock traps require high voltage batteries, and I kind of used all those up. But now we can build spiked barricades, which do not require wire. They do, however, because they're not fences, have gaps between them, so they kind of suck. But they've got the same durability, almost the same durability as a fence. Better durability than the wooden barbed wire fence. Maybe at some point we'll get a blue version of the fence that we can use. Oh, and I need to get more fences. Good fences make good neighbors. I hope you guys know that. And I stopped just a little too early. Golden crescent and aluminum. Boy, you know, I'm really freaking glad I finally discovered med spray, because it has definitely helped me out a few times. The lure, not so much, but it's nice to have it, just in case I ever decide I want to start using it. I probably need to think strategically about whether I... Okay, my oxygen tank is already at 100%, so I guess I just did a repair all, and that got repaired, and I wasn't really registering it, because I was thinking about repairing gear. Not necessarily metal gear. You know, we have a wormhole teleporter, and we know we're still on D-Day. It really feels like we should be able to go back to our base camp back in Afghanistan, part of D-Day, if we wanted to. I would have to assume during the post-game play you have the ability to hop between both locations, so... What? Oh. In the Middle East, we hunt jackals after electrocuting them. You know, I've grilled and smoked African wild dog. It's like Buffalo Wild Wings, but even more disgusting. I had a kind of a disappointing meal once at Buffalo Wild Wings. It wasn't like wretched, inedible filth, but it was sufficiently bad that I now will make fun of Buffalo Wild Wings. That bridge being intact would be handy, game. I'm just saying. And it, unless I can climb up here, which I guess I can. I was going to say, it seems like that really is the edge of the world there, but it's just something you're not allowed to climb to the top of. From that side. So from over here, apparently you can climb up there. Or it doesn't really help you. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not actually any higher up than I've been before, but... Oh, it's dirty water. Never mind. I thought something else had popped up. Is there a secret treasure cave back here? Is Eva going to dig a listening device out of the small of my back? And I got to say, first time I played through Metal Gear 3, or Metal Gear Solid 3, I pulled that thing out myself in the surgery screen. It was only later I found out, hey, if you don't do that, you get a fun little extra scene. So like on a follow-up playthrough, I intentionally didn't do it to get the extra scene. But You're kind of supposed to pull that thing out of yourself, and I did, so I'm super smart. That's what I'm getting at. Just want everyone to know that I'm a genius, super genius, like Wile E. Coyote styles. Oh, I guess I'm in the medium-sized animal detected zone without having really intended to be. Well, I mean, since you're right there, I'll get you. And I blew it. Clothesline. Well, I was able to get it eventually with my devastating punt kick finisher, my mafia kick. Wasn't able to get it with the clothesline from hell. Well, the mission's not successful, so there must be another one somewhere. You can tell I have a level 5 shock spear because of my ability to one-shot goats. Technically not one-shot, because they did take minor damage from the clothesline from hell. I guess it's not really from hell, it must just be from heck. Or Dite. Because if it was from hell, they would have taken more damage than they did from my devastating clothesline. Which I'm now describing as devastating, but I just said it wasn't powerful enough to deal with the goats. Yeah, I guess this is worth picking up. Alright, so try not to lose your bearings, JG. Somewhere over here. Oh, there's wanderers. I'm acting surprised. Oh, you go into the dust and suddenly there's threats. I couldn't have expected that. Maybe we just get to find Sahelanthropus and not have to defend it straight away. We're not really set up for defending stuff. Walker gears wash up. That's right. That's what I actually said as my little mission. The toughest screws I ever met in the joint. Oh, firing units. I thought for a minute I got an electric battery, so I was going to be particularly excited. So we got us a walker gear. I think next time, if I can figure out how to pause the game, next time we're going to see if we can proceed to the next main story mission on the Mysterious JG. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you'll join me next time for more Metal Gear Survive. Bye-bye.